Montenegro.
Please stand up for the national anthem of Montenegro. Please stand for the national anthem of Sweden. Now, on one side of the court, from Montenegro, number 3, Makanovic Goran. Number 2, Nikolic Marko. Number 4, Nikolic Nikola. Number 5, Ranitovic Milos. Number 9, Obradovic Velizar. Now, the coach, Kurovic Nikola. The assistant coach, Bulatovic Branislav. And the staff, Lisina Emil. On the other side of the court, from Sweden, number 3, Seremeti Fatmir. Number 1, Rosval Felix. Number 9, Lawinzak Piotr. Number 4, Hildegard Auran. Number 8, Nilsson Ludwig. And number 7, Smedberg Alexander. The coach, Wislander Magnus. The assistant coach, Gane Stefan. And the staff, Pranter team. The referees are Bulent Kimion and Rosa Miralles. Good luck to everyone.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and please welcome to the next game of the day, and it is between Montenegro and Sweden. And for Sweden, it's a very special day because it's our national day today. So congratulations and for all the Swedish spectators and team, and of course for myself, who is also from Sweden. And I've already gotten a question from Dan Roper if Fatmir is playing, and yes, he is playing today. Uh, so let's talk a little bit about the two teams. And on this broadcast, just to remind you, I will be alone. Pedro needs to get some lunch, so I will be alone on this one. But I have you, the viewers, watching along with me and keeping me company in the comments. Montenegro is the team that one of the teams that was relegated from Euro 8 in their home competition, but it's also the team that beat the reigning European Championships in Ukraine by 6 goals to 3. Also, very interesting fact is that there was a competition in Germany in April where Montenegro actually beat the mighty Brazil. So it's very high and low from Montenegro, and one thing worth mentioning is that in Euros A, after the first game, their main goal machine, goal thrower, Nikola Nikolic, was injured, which left them very, very vulnerable in the rest of the tournament. And it felt like when they lost and they finished 5th in the group, they just ran out of the stamina and couldn't get the energy flowing back at all. So they were relegated, but here I absolutely think they are the favorites to win the entire competition. And for Sweden, they were down in Euro Cs last year and won the Euro Cs. They had one loss, and that was against Hungary in the group stages. And then they beat France in the semis by 10 goals to 5, and then they beat Hungary in the finals and got their revenge and beat them by 11 goals to 5. A change here in the Swedish team is that they are missing the big cannon Olof Ruberg. He is on his way to try to get a spot in the Paralympics Paris in long jump. So all the best wishes for you, Olof. Hopefully you can get that final spot for Paris. But also interesting to know for Sweden is that Piotr Lavnicek, who is a part of this team here during Europeans, isn't playing in this game. He came too late today with transportation and airport, so he is sitting in the spectators area, but he's not with the team and playing this game, and that I think will be a huge blow for them, especially when you look at the offense capability. But now we will have the starting three for Montenegro. We will have from left to right. I'm just going to look at their numbers. We have number 2 in center, and number 2 is Marko Nikolic. I will call them by their first names so that you don't get confused. So Marko on center. We have number 4 Nikola on the right wing, and we have number 5 Ranitovic on the left wing. And for Sweden, we have number 1 Felix Rosvall on the left wing. We have Smedberg, number 7, the center, and we have number 3 Fatmir Seremeti on the left wing. So Felix Rosvall on the right wing, Fatmir on the left wing, Smedberg on center. We will have Sweden with the first throw. Stefan, the assistant coach in the Swedish staff, is talking to the players, giving them some instructions. And even the Montenegrin bench is talking to the players. Nikola Turovic, the coach for Montenegro, is giving him some instructions, and Montenegro looks very fired up. And this could be a very, very interesting game. Just let's see if Sweden misses Olaf and Piotr in the offense. 5 seconds until we start this game. And remember, I'm alone, so keep me company in the chat box. And I will try not to be too partial, because I still have a yellow and blue heart, Swedish heart.
Next game is between Montenegro and Sweden.
The referees for this game is Bülent Kimyon, table referee, and Rosa Mirales. Fatmir with the first throw from center, out wide, a couple of meters. Nikola with the first throw from the right hand side, goes to the center, but good blockers there by Smedberg. Smedberg passes the ball back to Ceremeti again. Ceremeti straight bounce and blocked by Nikola. Now Marco with the ball in center, goes to the center, but good blockage by the upper body of Smedberg. Very solid defense here so far from Smedberg. Rosvar with the ball on the right hand side, goes for the gap, but blocked by Marco. Passes the ball to Ranitovic. Ranitovic on the left hand side, goes cross court, blocked by the legs of Smedberg. Smedberg passes the ball to Ceremeti. Ceremeti on the left hand side with the bounce to the center, blocked by Marco, and passes the ball to Nikola. Nikola now on the right hand side, goes to the center, but blocked by Smedberg. Passes the ball to Ceremeti, goes for the center and just ricochets from the legs of Marco and goes out. 10:48 remaining. Marco takes the ball on the right hand side, goes over all the way to the left hand side, goes back to the center and passes Smedberg, but a beautiful save behind him by Fatmir Ceremeti. Ceremeti now goes around the center, goes back to the center, but blocked and ball over. And the ball goes back to Sweden, and good back and forth so far. Rosvall takes the ball on the left hand side, goes over to the right hand side, goes for the gap and blocked by the legs of Ranitovic. Passes the ball back to Ranitovic. Ranitovic from the left hand side, goes down the line, and a good blockage by the arms of Rosvall. Ceremeti now on the right hand side this time. Hits dead center, easy collected there by Marco. Passes the ball to Nikola. Nikola now from center with a high bounce and a beautiful save by the arms of Smedberg. Fatmir from the left hand side, cross court to the center. The ball is in the hands of Ranitovic. Ranitovic on the left hand side. Goes to the center, up in the air, and blocked by Smedberg. Rosvall on the right hand side. To the center. And now Marko Ranitovic. Blocked by Rosvall. Rosvall meets Fatmir in the center, gives him the ball. Fatmir follows Rosvall back to the right hand side and goes for a very good effort there. A bounce ball with a little bit of a curve, just like Erke Minala used to throw them, and just went out. Nikola on the right hand side. Cross court. Ball over. And the ball goes back to the Montenegrin team, and the ball to the hands of Nikola, and hands it over to Ranitovic. Ranitovic goes for the gap, but blocked by Rosvall. Rosvall on the right hand side. Goes to the center. Nikola on the right hand side. Goes cross court, and we have just blocked there after some ricocheting back and forth there. Rosvall goes back cross court and blocked. I am trying to be very neutral in the game, just so you know. Marko from center with the bounce to the center. Smedberg passes to Fatmir. Fatmir from center. Goes just to the left hand side of the center and blocked by Nikola. Nikola goes in about 2 meters into the court from the right hand side. Cross court, blocked by the arms of Smedberg. Very beautiful save there by Smedberg. Smedberg from center with an awkward bounce. And we have the first goal of the game by Smedberg. 1-0 for Sweden with 7 minutes and 51 seconds remaining. Very solid game so far from both teams. And a beautiful goal there by Smedberg. Nikola on the right hand side. And a good effort there by Nikola from the right hand side into the gap between Fatmir and Smedberg, but blocked by the legs of Smedberg. Now Ceremeti on the left hand side. Goes to the left hand side, but blocked by Nikola. Marko from center. It was a good bounce, but a very easy blockage there by Smedberg. Passes the ball back to Rosvall. Rosvall with the bounce, and the block by upper body of Marko. Ranitovic on the left hand side. Cross court effort, blocked by Fatmir, and then sneaks over to the right hand side and goes for the gap up in the air and over the crossbar, just wide. And Sweden is playing very, very well at the moment. 7 minutes and 2 seconds remaining. Nikola collects the ball on the left hand side, goes back to the right hand side, goes for the gap, and a very beautiful goal there by Nikola. And we have 1-1. Rosvall cross court effort, blocked by Nikola. Smedberg from center tries to duplicate the goal earlier, but no success this time. Nikola now on the right hand side. Goes cross court and blocked by Rosvall. Rosvall from center with a high bounce. Good, very good bounce effort there. Close to the long ball line though. Ranitovic on the left hand side. 6 minutes and 13 seconds remaining, and a good block is there by the arms of Smedberg. Ceremeti collects the ball in the center, goes over to the right hand side and just wide. I think it's very wise for Sweden to use the the right post also, because Ranitovic has had some issues on that position earlier, and we have the first time out of the game. It's Montenegro, and a very solid game from both teams, and this is my type of game. I really like these defensively oriented games with, and we have good offense also in both teams, which even more highlights the good defense in both teams. So what's your opinions so far? Christian Bergström says it's okay, Florim, you're allowed to root for the team, for a team while commenting. You're doing a really good job, great job. Well, thank you very much, Christian. Yeah, so just keep me company in the chat box. Remember, I'm alone here. Nikola with the ball on the right hand side. Goes to the center but blocked by Smedberg. Smedberg passes the ball back to Rosvall. Rosvall goes to the center, but easy block is by Marco. Marco now collects the ball on the center, goes to the left hand side, and blocked by the arms, by the legs of Rosvall. Fatmir goes over to the right hand side. Goes cross court and blocked by the legs of Marco and just out to the right hand side. And now the ball is in the hands of Nikola. Nikola, a high bounce from the right hand side, and a very good blockage there by Smedberg, but Fatmir was behind him also. Fatmir now from the left hand side. A bounce and a quick reply by Marco, and Fatmir collects that easily. From the left hand side, Ceremeti blocked by Marco, and the ball goes out to the right hand side, and Nikola will have the ball on the right wing. A very solid defense again, but straight to the center, so it was quite easy for Smedberg, but the ball goes back over to the Montenegrin team and in the hands of Ranitovic. Ranitovic on the left hand side, about 1.5 meters into the court. Cross court bounce up in the air and over the crossbar and out, and Stefan Garner, the assistant coach in Sweden, really struck his hand over his head and of relief on that one. Rosvall on the right hand side sneaks over to the left hand side, goes down the line and wide, but good idea to change the angles. Need to have the movement in both teams. Marco from center with a high bounce and a good blockage there by Smedberg. Passes the ball to Fatmir, who quickly goes over to the right hand side, goes to the gap, but a good blockage by Ranitovic. 4:23 remaining on the clock. Ranitovic on the left hand side with a dummy run from Nikola. Ranitovic cross court. Fatmir bounce blocked there and wants to meet with Felix Rosvall in center, but goes over to the right hand side himself. A little bit of miscommunication there in Sweden. Nikola on the right hand side with a high bounce straight down the line, a very beautiful accuracy, but Fatmir is very solid now in the defense. Proud brother at the moment. Rosvall goes from left to right, goes a bounce to center, but easy blockage there. Ranitovic on the left hand side, cross court bounce blocked by the legs of Smedberg with 3 minutes and 41 seconds remaining here. It's all equalized, ladies and gentlemen. Very good defense from both teams, and I think Sweden needs to bring in this throw that Fatmir brought previously, to just change the pace of the throws. And we have the first time out from Sweden, coming from Magnus Wislander, the coach from Sweden, and share your thoughts about the game so far. Is it what you have thought, an intense game, or is it just me? Arvid Rydberg, I guess that you're very nervous now, too nervous to write. We have some spectators, the Rydberg family up in the spectators and cheering for the Swedish team, Rosvall on the right hand side. With a good straight bounce, and I think that's very wise to go for Ranitovic because he sometimes has some issues with the timing in the defense. Nikola collects the ball on the right hand side, goes to the collects the ball on the left hand side, goes to the right hand side and throws straight. The time is running for Sweden. Yeah, but good solution there from Ceremeti. Nikola on the right hand side with a cross-court bounce, but a good blocker there by Rosvall. Rosvall goes to the right-hand side just by the post and goes for the gap, but too much to the center. And there is a small problem there on the right-hand side for Montenegro, just between the left wing and the center. Long ball. A long ball now on Montenegro with 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Can Sweden capitalize? Fatmir showed the number to the bench, so that means he would go to the left. Very good, Fatmir. Beautiful shot there. Beautiful penalty. And Sweden is leading 2-1 against Montenegro. Cross-court effort from Ranitovic and blocked by Smedberg. Now the ball comes in to the left-hand side and in the hands of Ceremeti. Ceremeti now from center. Goes to center. Passes the ball back to Nikola. Nikola from the right-hand side. Goes for the same gap as before. Quick reply from Fatmir Ceremeti. And out. Very good change of pace there from Ceremeti. Nikola on the right hand side. Goes cross court bounce and ricochets from the hip of Rosvall, but goes out. A very good start, great game, says Arvid. Sweden's Dom Roper said Sweden are doing fantastically. I believe the Montenegro are a good team and score many bounce shots. Keep it up, Sweden. Quick reply by Marco. Smedberg passes the ball back to Fatmir. Fatmir goes from left to right, tries to find the gap, but I think slower bounce balls on the side of Ranitovic will cause him a lot of problem because he's very quick and very strong, so he throws himself a little bit too quickly, too early, and that will cause problem for them if Sweden uses that a little bit more effectively. Those kind of throws. Now Ranitovic again on the left hand side. Cross court bounce and a good blocker there by Ceremeti. Ceremeti now on the left hand side. Cross court bounce up in the air, and yeah, I think he's reading my mind. Well, he is my brother, so it wouldn't be super strange. Nikola on the left hand side now. First throw from the left hand side from him. Goes for the gap, and a very solid defense there by Smedberg and Rosvall. Rosvall with a slower bounce. High bounce there straight to the Ranitovic, but blocked. And now Marco from the left hand side. Goes for the gap, but Smedberg is playing fantastically. I agree with you, Rydberg. Arvid. Fatmir goes down the line, and Sweden is focusing a little bit more now on the left wing Ranitovic. Nikola collects the ball on the left hand side, goes cross court. And a high ball perhaps? No. 46 seconds remaining here. Stefan Gane gave some instructions to the Swedish team. Rosvall now on the right hand side. Cross court bounce. Goes to the center. Marco now with the ball in center. Goes with a high bounce straight to the center, but Smedberg is playing really solid in the defense. Ceremonies on the left hand side goes down the line, and a very good idea. I think it's good to use the entire 9 meters. Perfect, Fatmer, perfect. Nicola goes from the right hand side to the left hand side. And a good solid defense by Rosvall. Rosvall with 13 seconds remaining here. Cross court and bounce. 6.87 seconds here remaining on the first half, and Montenegro will have one more throw when he gets strict instructions from the coach Nicola. We'll see if they can capitalize on that. Nicola on the right hand side, straight to Fatmir. The clock, the time is not running. The match clock is not running. Yeah, the clock time wasn't running, so I think it's about 3. Yeah, I heard Bullen saying 1 second remaining. Fatmir Ceremonies with 3 seconds remaining. No. They keep the ball, and we go to the second half with Sweden leading 2-1, and very good first half in my opinion. I love these kind of games, very tactical, defensively prioritized game, and both teams are also playing very good in the offense, in my opinion. The score is a pleasant surprise. Thought Montenegro would dominate this match, says Josh Murphy. Well, Josh, I don't think they would dominate the game, but I think they would be very strong, and especially because Sweden is missing Piotr Lavnicek now on the field also, but Smedberg has been excellent in the defense so far, and Fatmir and Felix Rosvall has played really well in the defense also, but also the Montenegrin team has played fantastic in the defense, so it's only one goal apart. So it's going to be interesting to see now how if they make any changes going into the second half. The Montenegrin coach is, well, he's from the Balkans, so they have a lot more temper in them. So, but he looks more tense than the Swedish coaches, for sure. So, if you're going to predict a winner, who do you think is going to win this game with second half 1.5 minutes away? Who do you think is going to take the win? And Crispa says Alex definitely the star of the game so far. Couldn't agree more. Yes, for sure. Joseph Murphy says they beat Ukraine in the A's, and Sweden coming back up. There's a difference in levels. Yeah, for sure there's a difference in levels, but I know that the Swedish teams has developed a lot in the last few years, and Sweden has both Piotr Lavnicek and Fatmir in the team that are old players that have been playing on the top level for many years. So I don't think that they will let any team here push them over. But Montenegro is still my favorite to win the entire competition. But Sweden has played really well so far. Arvid asks, are the Swedish supporters performing on the stands? How are they performing in the stands so far? Actually, I was expecting more from Familjen Rydberg. I've heard them a couple of times, but I'm used to hear them a lot more. Benayatsi Ut, sorry for the pronunciation, says Montenegro threw too many in the center and not enough precise to the gap, but also of course center of Sweden really good defend. Yes, of course it's a combination of that precision isn't really there to really push them, but I think both teams should be really proud for the defensive part. And we're going now into the second half where Montenegro will have the first throw and no changes in either team.
Second half of the game between Sweden on my left and Montenegro on my right. Half-time score, Sweden 2, Montenegro 1. Montenegro will start with the ball. White please, center.
Now Nikola Nikolic goes to the left hand side, goes down the line and blocked by the legs of Rosvall. Rosvall on the right hand side goes for the gap and blocked by the upper body of Marco. And Marco slides on the elbow towards the left wing, so there is a possibility there to use Ranitovic on the left hand side. Goes to the center and a good blockage by Smedberg. Smedberg goes for a throw himself from center. Goes to the left hand side, but good blockage there and good control by Marco. Passes the ball to Nikolic. Goes down the line and a good blockage there by the legs of Fatmir Ceremeti. Ceremeti on the left hand side goes into the center. Throws from center. Ricochets off the legs of Marco, and Fatmir scores his second goal. And I'm very happy and proud now for Fatmir. Beautiful goal. 3-1 Sweden. Marco on the right hand side with a cross-court bounce and a beautiful save from Smedberg. Passes the ball to Rosvall. Rosvall now has the ball on the right hand side with a bounce, a very high quality bounce there, but a solid defense by the upper body of Marco. Ranitovic on the left hand side. Cross-court bounce, blocked by the legs of Smedberg. Passes the ball to Ceremeti. Ceremeti on the left hand side. Cross-court bounce, blocked by the arms of Marco. And now passes the ball back to Nikolic. Nikola with a quick reply from Fatmir, just down the line and just blocked out by the arms of Nikolic. Nikola on the right hand side goes for the gap. Fatmir again with a quick reply, but this time with a spin and a quick reply from Marco. Now Fatmir needs to calm down. Good boy. Passes the ball to Rosvall. Goes from center to the center. And passes the ball back to Nikola. Nikola now on the right hand side. Goes to center and a very good defense there again from Smedberg. Now Ceremeti on the left hand side. Goes for a slower bounce to Nikola, who meets up with Ranitovic in the center, and Ranitovic now on the left hand side with a straight bounce and just blocked out by Rosvall. Very close there. Rosvall on the right hand side with a high bounce and a long ball for Felix Rosvall, unfortunately, but this is an invitation for Montenegro to get back into the game. Nicola. Just to the right hand side. And Montenegro takes the second time out because Felix Rosvall guessed on the right hand side. Because Nicola stood just to the right hand side of the center and was going to go to the left hand side but blocked, and Felix was sitting there, so Nikola Tsurovic, the coach in Montenegro, took a timeout. Remember now, folks, that a couple of seconds has gone off the throw, so he has about six and a half seconds. We have now Nicola on the left hand side, but sneaks over to the right hand side. Rosvall goes again up to the 6 meter line, sitting down and wide from Nicola. 9:38, and Nicola couldn't capitalize on that one, and I think he should be very happy it landed outside, because otherwise it would have been a high ball. Ceremonies sneaks over from the left hand side to the right hand side, goes for the post, and we have a beautiful goal from Fatmir Ceremeti. Beautiful goal, just in between the arms of Ranitovic, and Fatmir's hat trick is a fact. And 9:28 remaining. Sweden is leading 4-1. And Fatmir goes down the line, and again! You see, folks, change the pace of the throws and you will be a lot more successful, because you ask questions for the defense. Very good so far from Sweden. And a timeout for Montenegro wouldn't have been too bad. They just took a timeout. Marko Nikolic now with a quick reply from center, ricochet from the feet of Smedberg. And we have a 5-2 for Sweden. Just need to stay focused on the defense in the first hand. Marko from center with a very good bounce ball, passes Smedberg, and Rosvall collects the ball. Now Nikolic on the right hand side goes down the line, and a good block is there by Ceremeti. Christian Mapreni says Fatmir is like wine, it's getting better with age. I couldn't agree more. And does he do it? Yes, he does, ladies and gentlemen. He sneaks in the fifth goal of his game from the left hand side, touches Nicola, and the ball slowly rolls back, and no communication at all in the team of Montenegro. And Fatmir has scored 5 goals, 6-2 for Sweden, 8:36 remaining, and Montenegro has had their third timeout already in this game. Crispe says, Florin, would you at this point substitute Piotr in for more firepower, or would you prefer to keep everything as it is, as such a tight score? Well, Crispe, first of all, Piotr isn't an option now because he's not on the squad, but even if he was, considering how well the 3 players on the court is playing, no, I would not have substituted him in now. If something is not broken, don't fix it. No, I would have kept it. And Josh Murphy says, what a game for Sweden, for sure. But we have to remind ourselves that we have 8:32 remaining, and in GOALBALL terms, only 4 goals divide the 2 teams. Marko now from center with a bounce to the center, but a very good block is there by Smedberg. Passes the ball to Rosvall. Rosvall on the right hand side. Goes cross court and blocked by the legs of Marco. And passes the ball back to Nicola. Nicola on the right hand side. Straight down the line, and a very beautiful save there from Ceremeti. Ceremeti on the left hand side. Goes down the line, and a good blocker there again by Marco Nikolic. 7:52 remaining. Nikola takes the ball, passes the ball over to Ranitovic. Ranitovic from the left hand side goes down the line, and a good blockage there by Rosvall. Rosvall on the right hand side goes in from the right hand side, throws to the left hand side, and one more goal. And you see the timing issues that I talked about earlier with Ranitovic. That is a perfect example of that. He's very strong, very quick, but he's too quick in the defense sometimes, especially with these little slower bounces. And Rosvall is now on the goal score sheet. Marco with a beautiful bounce, but a very, very solid defensive part there from Rosvall, and hands the ball over to Ceremeti. Ceremeti cross court, good blocked by Marco. And Nicola now from the right hand side with a bounce straight to the center. Rosvall cross court, passes Marco, but good blocked there by Nicola. Now Marco from center with a very good bounce, and just saved by the defensive part here. So just keep up the good work, Sweden, and Montenegro could perhaps get a penalty against them. Now we have Ranitovic cross court effort, Fatmir, and a very wise Fatmir takes a little bit of time and goes then again cross court. So it's really important now for Sweden to not follow Montenegro in the tempo changes. Very, very good effort there from Nikola, but beautiful save by the very good defensive player Snedberg. Ceremeti on the left hand side. Cross court and blocked by Ranitovic. Ranitovic on the left hand side. Cross court bounce. Ricochet was made there, but Fatmir is a solid wall on the defense. And the timeout here from Sweden, the second timeout from them. Capitao Pereira says Fatmir is like port wine, the older the better. Well, in this game it's definitely a true fact. And Annika Klingström, the previous Swedish coach, says, what a game, great to see Fatmir on fire, solid center defense from Alex, stable play from Rosvall, just keep it up, Sweden. 6 more minutes, 14 seconds remaining, and 7 goals for Sweden, 2 for Montenegro. Rosvall from right to left, but out wide. Just keep up the good defense, Sweden. Come on now. Montenegro on the right hand side. Nikola goes down the line, and a good blocker there by the legs of Ceremeti. Ceremeti on the left hand side. Cross court bounce, and there's the shoulder I talked about earlier. When you go sliding on the elbow, you can sometimes ricochet the ball to just over your wings. Nikola now from the left hand side this time with a very good bounce underneath the legs of Rosvall, and 3 goals for Montenegro, 7 for Sweden. 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Very beautiful goal there from Nikola. Rosvall on the right hand side. Rosval with a bounce on the right hand side. 5:31 remaining, and the Montenegrin coach Nikola Tsurovic clapping and shouting and trying to get their guys fired on. Ranitovic on the left hand side. Cross court bounce and blocked by the legs of Smedberg. He slips a little bit. Hope he's not injured. No, he dropped his shoe. He dropped his left shoe when he ran up to collect the ball again. And Arvid Ryberg is very quiet in the comments. I believe that he's very, very nervous. Marco from center with a cross-court bounce and a beautiful save there by Smedberg. Rosval on the right-hand side. Cross-court, just blocked out from the hands of Nikola. Nikola on the right-hand side with 5 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. Goes down the line, and the easy block is there by Fatmir. And he's talking to his player while he went from the left hand side to the right hand, just to remind them of the job. He's really being the experienced player here now, because both Smedberg and Rosvad are very young players, so Fatmir is the older player here now, keeping them in check. Nikola, very good effort there, ricochets on the feet of Smedberg, but Fatmir yet again, he's behind him. Ceremonies on the left hand side goes to the center, blocked by Marco, and passes the ball back to Ranitovic on the left hand side. Smedberg from center with a high bounce, touches the shoulder of Marco. Now Nikola goes over to the left hand side this time and goes for a bounce up into the center, but blocked, collected by Rosval. Rosval on the right hand side with a bounce. I think he's just a little less power and it will be more dangerous. Ranitovic, cross court effort. Fatmir collects it. 3:40 remaining. Fatmir on the left hand side. Straight to the left hand side, but blocked by Nikola. Nikola now on the right hand side. Goes cross court effort and blocked by the legs of Rosval. Rosval goes for the gap and timeout, substitution, sorry. It's Ranitovic who goes out, and number 9 Obradovic who comes onto the court. And they are getting some instructions from Magnus Wislander, the head coach from Sweden. 3 minutes and 17 seconds remaining. See now what this substitution can do for Montenegro. Marco with the ball in center, I guess for a bounce between Smedberg and Rosval. That's a long ball, but not called, but that's okay. Ceremonies on the left hand side goes cross court. Marco blocks the ball, hands the ball back over to Nikola. Nikola on the right hand side goes for the center, but blocked by the legs of Smedberg. Smedberg passes the ball to Ceremonies. Ceremonies on the left hand side goes for the gap, up in the air, bounces forward, so Marco collects the ball. And now Obradovic, the substituted player on the right hand side, goes cross court. Wow, very wide before the half-meter line. Ceremonies from left hand side sneaks over to the right hand side, up in the air, and goes backwards and blocked by Marco, and now in the hands of Nicola from center. Goes for a bounce, and very solid defense again from Smedberg. With 2 minutes 18 seconds remaining. Rosvall collects the ball on the left hand side, goes over to the right hand side. Cross court bounce. They really need to have the ball onto the court now, not to give Montenegro 10 seconds, 10 fresh seconds. Nicola on the right hand side with a high bounce and a very solid defense again, and the Montenegrin bench thinks that they are too much in the center, and a very good effort again from Fatmir cross court there. 1:57 seconds remaining. Obradovic on the left hand side goes for a bounce straight to the right wing of Felix, and the ball goes over back to Montenegro. Marco, center, with a bounce to the center, and good. Just calm down the game for Sweden. Take your time, keep the ball onto the court. Very good. 1:33 remaining. Nicola on the right wing. Cross court bounce, blocked by Rosvall. Rosvall goes straight down the line. I think it's very wise to use that, because the left wing Obradovic goes with only one arm to the post. Obradovic goes to the center, and a quick reply by Smedberg. Marco from center, bounce to the center. A very good blocker there by Smedberg again. Fatmir goes from left to right, goes for center, and 45 seconds remaining here. Obradovic on the left hand side, goes to the center. Very easy for Smedberg here, these couple of throws. Rosvall goes from right to left, blocked by the legs of Marco. Now the ball is in the hand of Nicola. Nicola goes for a very good bounce ball. Touches the post, it goes out, and we have a substitution for Sweden. It's number 3, Fatmir Sermeti, who goes out, and we have a debut on the top level goal ball. It's Hauran Hulgard who comes in instead of Fatmir Sermeti, who, not just because he's my brother, but he has been the MVP of the game. For sure, Smedberg has played an excellent game, and so have Felix Rosvall also done. But the experience, the calmness Fatmir has brought to the rest of the team, and the goals, of course, have been very, very good from Fatmir Sermeti. So he is the MVP for me with 22 seconds remaining. Rosvall moves over to the left hand side. Hildegard goes over to the right wing, and we have 15 seconds remaining. If there's something Sweden needs to work on, is that after the timeout or run out and stuff like that, they throw the ball out very early. So they need to work on that a little bit more in the next game. And 6 seconds remaining here. And we have the shoelaces. Oh, he dropped his shoe again. Smedberg, his left shoe. We have 6 seconds remaining here on the clock. Marco has the ball in the hand. I think this will be the final throw of the game. There's a high bounce. Good blockage again there by Smedberg, and this is 0.6 seconds remaining, so I think they're just gonna keep the ball and take this victory. And what a beautiful victory, ladies and gentlemen, with 7-3, and Smedberg should not throw the ball that way. He did that in happiness, of course, but he needs to know that that could be an unsportsmanlike conduct. Well, ladies and gentlemen, very, very beautiful and solid win there from Sweden with great defense, first of all, that made this win possible, and scoring 7 goals against Montenegro is great to see the potential. And the favorite before the game has lost the first game, but it's a long tournament, nothing is decided at all. It was very good for Sweden to know that they have this performance, and they have a Piotr Lavnicek to add to this one. So very good for them. And let's just read some comments. Amazing game by Sweden and great commenting by you, Florim. Thank you very much, Viktor Kjellberg. The commentator gets out. He supports the player. Ha 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 ha. Smile. Great job, Florim. Thank you so much from Arvid. Well done, Sweden, from Joseph. Thank you very much, all of you who have been watching the game along with us, with me, not us. I've been alone. You've kept me company, and see you very soon in the next game between Portugal and Italy.